Okay, to start with, you're going to need one whole chicken, and basically everything's going to be going in except the wings. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to debone this, and I'll take all of the meat off the bone, off the legs, off the breast. So we're going to start by opening up the bag. I do prefer to buy these in the bag. They are basically the same price of the ones that aren't in the bag from our local Aldi's that we have. That's close by us. Fresh chicken. So it's always best to smell your chicken just in case, you know, for some reason it might not smell very good. And then I would suggest to throw it out. So I'm just going to take the knife on the inside and we're going to cut off this part of the skin underneath the leg just to release the leg. And we're going to do the same on the other side. And then we're going to take the wings and we're going to cut these off. So we're going to strip with the wing there, on that side. And now we're just going to take off the skin. If you're kind of like a sensitive person to like carcasses and stuff like that, I would probably suggest buying the actual pre-packed ones, but this is how I do it. It's a way of saving a little bit of money. I paid £3 for this chicken. So what we're doing now, pull it down the back, and we're just going to disconnect it from this end. And I know it looks a little bit gruesome, but I'm going to get hands on if you want to cook nice food. There we go. It's coming little by little. And then this is the socks, part of the socks. Pop its socks off. There's one sock off. And then you're just going to move over, pop the next sock off like that as you go. And that's all rubbish there. So there we are, we skinned the chicken, we've got all the skin off the chicken there, we've got a nice bit of breast, we've got two nice legs. So then what we're going to do, we're going to get our thumb, and we're going to peel in behind the bottom of the chicken, of the breast, just to press this off. This is how I do it. If anybody's got any better techniques on how to do this, just let me know down below in the comment section and I will give it a go. So what we're doing now, we're just basically getting my hands in there to release all this bone and the meat off the bone, but we've also got further down into the chicken a tendon, which is round about here, that you need to nick with the knife. So you just nick that there with the knife and that releases it. And then you've got the wishbone, as most people call it, the wishbone. You just run your finger up the bottom of the wishbone, down here. Yeah, it's working. We're getting there, we are. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. Just run our thumb up underneath. And then just gently releasing it down here. Just push it right in. Just keep your thumb pressed to the bone as possible, as hard as possible. Just running your thumb up the side, and this will take care of the problem of taking it off. It is a little bit of a trickier job, like I say. If you are interested in just buying pre-cut chicken, you can do that. It will be a little bit more expensive, but it's entirely down to you what preference you prefer. So we've ran it up. We're just going to run our fingers up the wishbone, or two thumbs up the wishbone, just to disconnect it. And then make sure it's all loose and all you've got is the centre that's connected. And then we're going to take the chicken, put it the opposite direction, hold the whole lot in our hands, and then we're just going to progressively put your two fingers in between like that, such as this that I've got there, and then we're just going to rip the whole thing off. And there's the little bits of mini fillets that are coming off there. And then there we are. There we are. We might have a little bit of bone left in the middle, but we're going to cut that out with the knife. And then we're going to dissect the legs. Just run your knife along the sides of the chicken thighs, and that just disconnects them for you. And the same on the other side. There we go. You can keep the wings and you can also season the wings as well and have like a little BBQ spicy wings or something, but on this occasion I'm just going to throw them away. So you can really get the use of the whole lot of the chicken. So with the breast we're just going to tidy it up a little bit because all the meats came off and it's a little bit messy. You've got the tendons there that aren't going to be very good, so we have to trim them. And we're also going to trim the centre of this. So just run your knife as close as possible to that griddle. And then you've got one breast there, nicely cut. Also got a little bit of fat. I'm just going to nick the bits of fat off. There's one bit of fat. Let's put that there. And then a little bit of tendon on this side, which I'm not too keen on having on the chicken. Just not for this dish. And that's that one cleaned up nicely. So we're just going to place that up here, nice and clean. Trim these little mini fillets. Take the fat off the mini fillets. There's one. There we go, it's looking good. And there is two. And we're just going to nick that bit off there. There we go. So the same thing, vice versa. We're just going to turn it around and we're just going to feel where the bit of griddle's been. And we're going to get the knife nice and close to it. Just trim a thin line up and along the griddle. And that takes care of that middle part that came off on it. Yeah, and that looks pretty tidy to me. So there's another piece that's tidy. So all you're doing is just tidying up all your cuts now. I've also got these on the thighs and on the drumstick. These are quite fatty, so you're going to want to take off some of this fat as well. If not, you'll have quite a lot of grease in the pan. So with these I find it easy just to run a knife down the middle of the bone. So take the bone and just get the knife down one side of the bone and then down the other side of the bone. Just take your time, you don't want to rush it. And then I would suggest making like a gap like that, an incision like this. If it's, you can see it, just enough to get your finger in behind here and to loosen it up. You just want to like put your finger in so you've got it spread out a little bit. That's one. And then once you've got enough of a gap in there, you take your knife in to the back and you just cut around, not too close to the bone because you've got a bit of grittle on it, on the meat. And just cut, and there you are. You will have a little bit of bone on the top, which is here, but you're going to do most of your trimming at the end to save you messing around and stuff like that. And the same, we're just going to cut down the middle of this one on the drumstick. One on one side, one on the other. And we're just going to basically get our finger in on this one, get your finger in, push it around the back. You've made a gap, just making a gap big enough for that knife to go around the back. Put the knife in the gap, press it towards the meat, and there you have it. So then you've now basically got a drumstick that's looking a little bit like this. Like I say, if anybody knows of a better way of doing it, drop a comment down below. I'd love to try it out. You're just going to cut a little bit on that side, and you're just going to cut around the tendon, around the knuckle, just getting as much meat off it as possible. You just gently slicing, slicely, that's a new word in the dictionary. You're progressively just nicking it in there. And there's a few tendons to watch out for as well. You don't want to be getting many tendons on the meat. It's not very good. Ow. You've taken it off the bone, all the meat's off the bone there, as you can see. So that's that taken off there. You're left with the meat that's left over. You will have a lot of fat on it, as you can see. So you're just going to trim up the excess fat. So just bring a knife. Just take off as much as you want. You don't have to get it perfect, but you know, it's entirely down to you. For health reasons, I always take off as much fat as I can. So I like to try and keep the meal nice and lean. Also, you got the tendons here, so just take your knife, drag it out a little bit. See any tendons on the end? Just nick them off. And they come off just nicely. And there you are, there's the tendons that I'm talking about. It's not something you really want to put in your food, but there you have it. And then you can just slice it there. That's what it looks like. It was on the knuckle That was the full leg there. There's the thigh, and there's the drumstick. And these are also nice in the curry. You can buy them from the shop when they're pre-cut as well. They're a little bit more sweeter than the breast itself, so I've heard. So we're going to do the same with the next bone. And with the meat and everything that we've taken off the carcass, and basically you'd be paying £5 for 2 chicken fillets at your local supermarket. Maybe you could get it free for 10 if you're looking to buy more, but you wouldn't get as much value for money if you went out and bought it individually. So what I've done, I've kind of like done it on a budget by buying the full carcass of chicken and then deboning it and taking it apart to save a little bit of money. And I just think that it's just a nice way to save money. It tastes a little bit nicer when you do it yourself rather than buying it when it's been off the bone for a while. When it's on the bone, it seems to have more flavour when you take it off than what it is when it's just left sitting in the pack. That's just my personal like preference, how I found it every time I've done it.